I have also omitted the cultural backgrounds of several people in this book. I did so either for the survivors' protection or because I have identified them as parties to a family law case, and it's therefore illegal under Australian legislation to say more. Much of the analysis in this book is also applicable to same-sex relationships. It was a difficult decision to write in the male-female binary, but I did so because men's violence against women is by far the most serious. Men's violence must be named. I do, however, deeply regret any pain that causes to survivors of same-sex abuse. This book is written for you too. As I am both Australian and Australia-based, that's where much of my investigation on the ground has taken place, though several accounts included here are from the United States and the UK. However, the relevance of such stories extends far beyond Australia. I have drawn on research, news stories, policies, laws, and interviews with experts from across the Western world. As this book strives to show, this is a crisis of human nature, connected inextricably to the history of Western society and culture. The words of Australian survivors quoted in these chapters have a universal resonance. The details of their stories are not specific to one nation, even when they concern the justice and family law system. It's actually astounding just how many commonalities appear in domestic abuse stories from across the Western world, even in how victims, survivors, and perpetrators are responded to by different criminal justice and family law systems. Although this book was originally published in Australia, it now sounds as though it were written for an American audience, because I spent many months updating this edition with new statistics and stories from across North America. Where I've retained original Australian sources, I say so explicitly, so there will be no confusion. The stories in the chapter on family law are those of adult and child survivors. It was considered unsafe to contact the alleged abusers in each case. I did, however, look carefully at their affidavits and strove to be as fair as possible. Some of the ideas in this book are heavily contested, as I have made clear throughout. Although I've been fortunate enough to have some of the best minds review many of the following chapters, the responsibility for errors and inaccuracies is entirely mine. If you notice something of concern, please contact me, and I will do my best to correct future editions. Introduction. At the office of Safe Steps, a 24/7 family violence helpline, the phones have gone quiet. I get nervous when they stop ringing, says one worker. It's a rare occurrence. At its busiest, Safe Steps receives a call every 3 minutes. Many women are repeat callers. On average, they will return to an abusive partner 7 times before leaving for good. You must get so frustrated when you think a woman's ready to leave and then she decides to go back, I say. No, replies one phone counsellor pointedly. I'm frustrated that even though he promised to stop, he chose to abuse her again. A year into my reporting on domestic abuse, I had a terrible realization. It was 2015, and I was hanging clothes out to dry on a stunning summer night. The air was cool on my skin. I felt content, peaceful, safe. As I walked toward our back steps, washing basket in hand, a cascade of thoughts swept through me with such force it made my eyes sting. To feel safe in the dark, even in my own backyard, was a privilege. How many women would never feel safe in their backyard? How many would be approaching their back steps with a sense of dread? How many would be steeling themselves for what might happen to them in bed that night? How many would feel their breath quicken at every